Last night in overnight, in after hours trading, we hit a new record high in gold.
At GoldSilver.com, we have a price match guarantee, free shipping, global storage options, and phenomenal customer service. Thanks for making GoldSilver.com your bullion dealer.
Hi, everyone. This video is a continuation of the last 3 videos. So it's now a 4-video series of the ongoing global financial crisis that is unfolding. And here we go again. That's the name of this article. As troubled California bank PacWest craters 60%. It's more than that. I'll show you in a moment. But this is just a progression in all of these banks starting to fail. Now, this is interesting, and it's another take on this bubble chart. But Powell says that the U.S. banking system is sound and resilient. Narrator, we just had over $500 billion in bank failures in the past month. Well, actually, it's about 50 days that we've had these bank failures. But if we go down a little bit lower here, we find out that PacWest is about $44 billion in assets. So let's take a look at the close-up of these bubble charts. This was the one I presented yesterday. There's another. This one, they're stacking the bubbles with the largest bubbles on the bottom. This one is more accurate, however. It doesn't look as good, but this one is stacking them in order of date. So you can see these vertical columns that are just slightly tilted toward the right. So it correctly shows IndyMac before Washington Mutual. Now, IndyMac that's also countrywide. And countrywide IndyMac, this was the failure that kicked off the entire 2008 global financial crisis. It all started from this, and Washington Mutual probably would not have happened if this hadn't happened. So this was the thing that started the whole ball rolling, and it was just like a snowball rolling downhill and gaining in size and strength, and that turned into the global financial crisis. Well, this was $32 billion. The PacWest is $44 billion. And so it's bigger than IndyMac countrywide. And, it may not fail. It might be acquired. We'll see. Maybe JP Morgan will gobble it up like everything else. So next, we've got First Horizon shares crashed after TD Bank, which is Toronto Dominion Bank, deal is terminated. This is smaller, but if we keep on going, let's take a look at the share prices now. And this is a pretty nice little feature that is on Market Watch. I can select a 3-month chart and then do percent change. And so it puts it at 0%. And you see that the First Horizon Corp is down 59%. If we go over to PacWest Bancorp and select 3 months and percent change, what we find is that from 3 months ago, it is down 87 point. It's almost down 90% since this bank crisis started. You can see, what happened after Silicon Valley Bank and the contagion that has been happening. They make an announcement that they're going to try and raise capital or whatever, and that shakes investors' confidence. But now we're down almost 90% on this one. And now to my friend Lobo Tigre, aka Louis James, and he says it's no surprise, but Lagarde sounds more hawkish than Powell. So Lagarde heading up the European Central Bank, and here we have the interest rate rise that they just did. So they are following suit. Now, how is this affecting gold and silver? So this is the gold chart. I'm going to 5 years here, and then I'm going to back this up a little bit so that it changes into weekly. Now we're in weekly data instead of monthly. But basically, last night in overnight, in after hours trading, we hit a new record high in gold, according to this chart at least. So the previous high here is $2,072.30 if you look at the high, and that was August of 2020. And then the next high after that was $2,069. So $2,072. And then last night, it was $2,077 in overnight trading. Now, the overnight trading isn't that critical to things, and it's very thinly traded. It's not like when London and the United States are open for business. When the COMEX and London are open, that's when all of the major trading goes on. So when this hit its new high, I'm pretty sure that it was pretty easy for the powers that be to manipulate it back down, because this is something that is scary to the Federal Reserve. When gold starts hitting new highs, the Federal Reserve starts getting worried. I forgot to mention this in yesterday's video. This is HSBC's website. HSBC acquires Silicon Valley Bank UK Limited. So the United Kingdom branch of Silicon Valley Bank was acquired by HSBC for the total value of £1. Okay, I'll buy that bank for $1. And so they acquired in year ending December of 2022. So last year, this SVB UK had record profits before tax of £88 million, and HSBC just got they were able to acquire that for £1. So, and the beat goes on. So I want to remind Chairman Jerome Powell that there is plenty of room on the bottom of my list here for more failed banks. But, we have to remember Silvergate was first, then Silicon Valley Signature Bank, but then Credit Suisse. Silvergate was voluntarily unwound, but they were basically insolvent. Credit Suisse, so had they not unwound this within days, they would have been seized by the FDIC or regulators and shut down. And then depositors would have merged the deposits, sold them to another bank. But Credit Suisse sold to UBS with government guarantees. That was, again, a shotgun wedding by the government. The government had to put up a bunch of guarantees to get UBS to take Credit Suisse. But this had been $1.75 trillion. It was $1.4 trillion when this happened. And if it had not happened within a day or two, it would have been seized and it would have been on the list of official bank failures. And so when going back to these bubble charts, if you take a look, we'll go back to the one that's on the correct timeline here. But you've got to put Silvergate underneath these. Now, that was only 11 billion. So a bubble of this size underneath those. But then you've got to put 1.4 trillion, which would be a bubble like this on top of that. And it goes right off the top of the charts. So we've basically had $2 trillion worth of bank failures, not $500 billion, but $2 trillion, exceeding the global financial crisis of 2008. If you incorporate these banks that are just about to fail when a government arranges something and does guarantees so that some other bank will take it on. So, like I said, plenty of room for more banks here, Chairman Powell. And what is happening is all of these banks keep on getting consolidated. Now, this chart that I showed yesterday or the day before started in 1990, but it ended in 2009. Nobody has, I can't find an updated version of this with all the rest of the banks. And right now, these four are continuing to gobble up more and more and more banks. And so it's a race to the final four. And this is a sportscast. Is he talking about basketball or banks? Because that is exactly what's happening. And so I want to leave you. It's been 5 days since the last bank panic. I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
At GoldSilver.com, we have a price match guarantee, free shipping, global storage options, and phenomenal customer service. Thanks for making GoldSilver.com your bullion dealer.